Welcome to Reread. Today I'm going through Book 2 of the Young Jedi Knight series. This one's called Shadow Academy. This one introduces Temith Kai, who is one of the new Night Sisters. Tenel Ka thought the Night Sisters were gone, but now she's actually, there's a new breed of Night Sisters, and they're enticing both men and women to join the Force. They're trying to say, hey, we're the good guys because we keep men equal. But basically they're just recruiting Force users for the Shadow Academy. Now, who is running the Shadow Academy? Of course, it's revealed that it's Brakis. We already knew that because I think in Book 1, Luke tells a story of Brakis. You're thinking, why was he doing that? Because Brakis is going to be the main villain here. Brakis has now gained a little bit more backbone since last time we saw him during the New Rebellion. And I guess Luke isn't visiting his mother anymore. But Brakis now runs the Shadow Academy, although he says there's a benefactor from the Empire who is in control of the Shadow Academy and who has it triggered and wired to blow up at any moment's notice. So if the Dark Jedi get out of hand, they can just blow up the station. And Brakis is trapped on the station. He's not allowed to leave unless he gets special permission. So we found out that the all-powerful Brakis is not that powerful. In fact, Temith Kai even gets beat by Tenel Ka in a fight at the end, which I thought was interesting because even though they think they're very powerful, neither of these Dark Jedi are that powerful. And leave it to Kevin J. Anderson to make these all-powerful supervillains fallible. You know, they can make mistakes, or they're not the biggest threat. I mean, they are a threat, but they're not this all-unstoppable force at first. And I really do enjoy that. Lobot is in this, and again, unfortunately, Kevin J. Anderson also misses a chance to have some great humor between Lobot and Lando. I get it. This is not focused on the original people. They're basically, Lando and Lobot are side characters, and it's focused on the children, but still, every time I see Lobot, he's all normal like this and talks monotone. I'm like, no, but he's funny. He has a character. And Michael P. Q. McDowell did Lobot the best, and every time I see Lobot and Lando together, I think it's just a missed opportunity for humor. But of course, the kids go visit Lando at his Coruscant gems place. I can't remember. There are these gems. They're rainbow-looking gems. They can cut through anything. They're like diamonds. And Lando is mining them and then shipping them off to sell them on the open market. Well, suddenly the Empire comes, and by the way, the Empire is the villain. They are the villain. There has been no peace between the Empire and the New Republic. You can easily tell that. So, in a way, I'm trying to think, could this series back up before the Hand of Throne duology? Because it should. Because everyone readily admits, I mean, Leia's scared that the Empire has taken her children. The Empire, well, they're called, the New Imperium is what they're called, but the Empire is still a bad guy in this one, which they haven't been since the Hand of Thrawn duology. So I think I'm going to move this up past to the Hand of Thrawn duology because of that reason. It may throw some of the timeline off a little bit, but to be honest, this is just huge. They keep talking about how the Empire is the villain. Yeah, of course, Hand of Thrawn hadn't come out by then, but Timothy Zahn kind of screwed things up when he solidified, no, the Empire's not bad anymore. Okay, well, dude, you should have read the Young Jedi Knights books, then you would have seen that was a continuity break. But again, you can just move these up a little bit. I mean, what, maybe a year or so it moves up? I don't think it'd hurt anything. But either way, as the kids get captured on Lando's Gem Diver station, Lobaka gets captured with them. MD gets programmed to be a supporter of the Empire now, which is kind of funny as well. This is where Jason and Jaina get to handle lightsabers. They've always wanted lightsabers, but Uncle Luke never would let them handle a lightsaber before. And of course, they have holographic images over them where they think they're fighting Darth Vader or a villain, but it turns out to be each other. Oh, how dare they fight each other? Of course, you know what's going to happen later on. Jason is also not as, I called him the Aquaman of the land, you know, because all he does is talk to animals. But no, he has a lot of other attributes as well, and he's pretty strong, and they make the twins seem pretty balanced, a little bit more balanced than I remembered in the original time I read this through. But Luke and Tenel Ka go on a rescue mission to go rescue them. There's a great scene where they go into a bar. Tenel Ka orders a very strong drink, and Luke warns her, if you sip that, it'll knock you out of this orbit. And she goes, oh. So pretending to drink it, she pours a little bit into this plant that's next to her. Well, the plant actually happens to be an alien who shrivels up and screams when she pours the atomic bomb or bomb juice or whatever into the plant, which I thought was really funny. It was a really funny scene. But this is where they find out about the new Dothamor witches are back, the Night Sisters. This is one of my favorite scenes where they don't think Luke has the Force, so he removes the Rancor head from the mantle that's hanging in the office, and she wants him to light a candle or whatnot. But he lights the candle. He's like, I can give you even more light, and just shoots that big Rancor head through the roof of the hut, opening up the sky and letting the sunshine in. And the Night Sister's like, later on when they're traveling to the Shadow Academy, she still doesn't believe Luke is that powerful, so Luke tries to lift her in the Force. Luke's been failing the whole time during his training, but he lifts her in the Force, then starts spinning around. She went, very good. Then she spins even faster, and they open up the escape pod. He kind of just force pushes her in there and shoots the escape pod off, which I thought was funny too, because Luke was powerful all along. Tenno Ka was getting kind of worried. She went, what if the dark side is more powerful? And then she finds out, oh, Luke was just faking. He's very strong. Got it. It's just so good. We find out that Tenno Ka is keeping her past away from Jacen and Jaina. She's not telling them that she's a princess because she doesn't want that honor. She wants them to know her and trust her as a friend. And after Luke and the kids get away from the Shadow Academy, of course, Luke faces down Berkiss and knows that there's good in him. There's very good lessons by Luke in here. Luke talks to Tenno Ka about having to kill the Rancor in Return of the Jedi, and how now that he's grown older and wiser, he knows there's other ways besides killing. You're thinking, oh, that's weak sauce. In fact, when I read it, I thought, weak sauce. I don't want no pansy Luke. But no, I get what he's saying. There's ways to subdue someone and not kill them. Killing is an option, but it's your last option, and it should be. And it shows maturity in Luke. And at the same time, this coincided the same time with the 40th anniversary release of Return of the Jedi, which I saw. And as I'm watching Luke, he's just swinging that lightsaber left and right, just knocking people, killing people. And you're thinking, dang, he's reckless. Well, yeah. Well, now, 20 years later or so often, he is now grown up. He's now matured a little bit. And so he knows some of the actions back during Return of the Jedi weren't his best. And it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It's a great scene that he shares with Tenno Ka. There's another great scene that he shares with Jacen. Jacen realizes that he's not, even though he loves a lightsaber, he's not ready for it yet, because he knows how responsible people have to be with a lightsaber. And there's some really good lessons in here, and really good scenes that I think I missed or just kind of forgot about the first time I read it through. So overall, so far, all this does is, introduce our villains, right, that we're going to see for this 6-part series. But it does its job correctly, and it's fantastic. I know there's a big following for these young adult books, and a lot of people who hate Kevin J. Anderson love the Young Jedi Knights, and I know why, because it's just solid storytelling for young adults and grown ones too. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.